So a bit of an underwhelming end, wasn't it, to the transfer window for West Ham. I felt it was a bit lacking that ambition and hunger once again, which is something that we do at West Ham. We're used to this. This is nothing new. This is something that we typically have to experience as West Ham fans under this ownership, where you just feel like the opportunity is there and we just don't take it. And I'm referring to Charlie Cresswell. Of course, we sold Aguerd, didn't we, to Marseille, which I thought was a great deal in the end. £19.9 million for a player that I thought has been really poor. You know, I'm delighted to see the back of, as I've said many times. I felt that was the ticket then to go and get Charlie Cresswell. The fact that Charlie Cresswell was available for £13 million, you felt that was the chance. That was the time for West Ham to grab that, take the opportunity and go and do it. But we just didn't do it. We decided to. It feels like going the cheap option, doesn't it? And that's no disrespect to Igor Julio, who we've now brought in on loan from Brighton. Look, 27 years old, Premier League experience, played in Europe. Obviously, we know played Fiorentina, played famously against us in the final. So I'm not trying to knock him there, you know what I mean? And he could well be one of those players that comes in and becomes a little bit of a cult hero straight away. Do you know what I mean? Or not said it straight away, but you never know. He could come in and do really well for us, exactly what we need. I don't want to be knocking him because at the end of the day, he's come in, he seems to have a good attitude about him, and he could be excellent for West Ham. You know, you only got to look back at when we signed Craig Dawson. You know, that reminds me of then, you know, there was that sort of, a bit deflating, didn't really want him, not sure about this signing, and ended up being a fabulous player for us. So I never want to write players off, and I don't think that's fair, and I hope he does fantastic for us, you know. But I just feel like with the opportunities that we had yesterday with Charlie Cresswell, that was the opportunity, and we didn't take it. So it is a little bit disappointing. We obviously didn't sort out the striker situation either. It was an interesting scenario, wasn't it, regarding getting Julio over the line, because he was set to go to Crystal Palace. That was what was being reported. It was all Fabrizio Romano. He's had a nightmare. He has had an absolute nightmare with the transfer window. Oh my God. How many transfers has he been? He must hate West Ham. Every time he reports anything West Ham related, it backfires. So he was sort of giving it pretty much the here we go. Yeah, he's going to Crystal Palace, having his medical all sorted, and it looked like West Ham swooped in and and sort of snatched him from Palace, really, which in turn then had a knock-on effect with where Mark Gay then didn't go to Newcastle. So it's got big news, and West Ham have got their hands in it. Again, I don't really know why we were trying to go down this route. It's disappointing. It's disappointing to say, because as I say, putting Igor Julio aside, as I say, I really hope he does well for us. And he's only a season-long loan, by the way. It's no obligation. There's no option to buy it. It's a straight loan, and that'll be it. And to be honest with you, you know, we've dealt with Brighton before, not easy. When it was Evan Ferguson, who turned out to be a fabulous loan signing. Hope he works out better than him. But yeah, it was strange. It's strange the way it went about, and I just felt that I couldn't quite work why we were so hell bent on getting him, rather than going to get the player that we know we needed. That sort of that centre back. If we'd have got Charlie Cresswell in, that could have been centre back for the next 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Could have been a future West Ham captain, something like that. You just felt like that was the kind of player you're going to go and get in. £13 million, it feels like an opportunity that we may have missed. Now, look, we could go back in for him January, maybe in this next summer we go back in and get him. That could well be the case. But I felt this was a good opportunity, this window, and I felt like we haven't taken it. So I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I am feeling a bit disappointed and deflated over the whole situation. I thought we could have done better yesterday. We haven't done so. But we are where we are. We are where we are. We've got to live with this squad now and hope that it's a bit okay. It's hard to judge the transfer window, I always find, anyway. You know, people sort of try and judge the transfer window when it closes and go, well, how did you do? Well, let's be honest, you don't really know until the season's really up and running, then you can see how we're doing, because everyone was telling us last summer, we won the transfer window, remember? Oh, West Ham have fought fantastically well. They're going to be challenging top four, you know, all this nonsense and flipping out, horrific. So I'm not going to get carried away in terms of being too deflated either and thinking, oh, this has not been a good enough window. Because what I've seen of a few of the players have been excellent. You know, Matheus Fernandes looked sensational, didn't he? And even Callum Wilson, he's come under a bit of a cloud, obviously, due to how he's got here. We know the reasons why he's here and who was the reason why he's here. But fair play to him, he's coming with a great attitude and seems to be, he knows that West Ham fans aren't big fans of him personally, and he's trying to win them over, and I feel like he's doing so, and he was excellent, wasn't he, when he came on against Nottingham Forest, took his goal great and looks a good player. So he's one of those players, unfortunately, though, you've got the injury issue with, like we do with Nicholas Füllkrug. Now, this is my another concern, was the striker. I was thinking we were going to get another striker in. If it is that we are going to have three, so it's going to be Wilson, Fulkrug and Marshall, I've got no problem with that really, but then I want to see Marshall playing. Oh, he's got to be given opportunities. There's no point having a player of his age just sitting on the bench and never playing. We're out the League Cup now, do you know what I mean? So that opportunity's gone for him. So we do need to get him playing. Our feeling is if he's not going to be playing, then really we should have brought someone in and then loaned him out. At that age, you need to be playing football. See, Lewis Orford's gone off to Stevenage, which is, I think, a good move for him, which I'm very pleased for. I think he'll do really well there, and I think that's needed for him. He needs to be playing football week in, week out now at senior level, going down to League One. I think they're doing well. I think they're doing really well. I think it's come at the right time for him. So I wish him all the best. Obviously, I'm a family of massive West Ham fans, so they'll be really pleased that he can now get playing his football and make the next steps of his career, and hopefully we'll have him in West Ham midfield not too long into the future. As I say, it's It feels like an opportunity missed. I can't sit here and say that I'm absolutely buzzing about it. I really hope Igor Julio works out for us and turns out to be a good signing. As I say, we've been down these paths before and written players off. They've been brilliant. So I really hope that is the case with him. And I'm not writing him off, by the way. He's got a good profile, left-sided centre back as well. So we've got two on the left now, two on the right. So that makes sense. He's good age, 27, good experience. I'm not knocking it in that regard. It was just, as I say, my disappointment was the fact that I just felt that Cresswell was there for the taking. I thought we've just not done it. And it hasn't really felt that we've really pushed to get him either. Do you know what I mean? It's felt like we've gone in with a bit half-arsed. We've been in talks for him, but it never felt like we were really trying to push the boat to get him. So there is an element of disappointment there. Dimitri Kolau, I think we brought in as well. He came in from Paris FC. He's gone into the academy. He's a defender, 19 years old. He's... I imagine he's going to be the replacement for Luizão, the Brazilian that we let go. I hope it works out better than him, because we do seem to be crap at bringing these players over, don't we? And then building them up to make their route to the first team. It just never seems to happen. We never see them play, and then they just seem to go. So I hope it's a different story this time around. I don't want to knock the academy, because I think it's the only part of the club at the moment actually that operates pretty well. Much as it runs well, but the academy seems to be all right. So hopefully they get this one spot on, and he comes on, grows on to be a good player for us as well. That was it. A bit of a damp end to a transfer window, when really I felt like many of us, there was a bit of an opportunity there. I think if we'd have woke up this morning and Charlie Cresswell was putting on a West Ham shirt, I felt it was giving a little bit of a statement. That's all. Just a little bit of ambition there. That we've got an England under 21 player, but we didn't do it. Now I do hope we go back and get him eventually. I don't know, by the way, about the free market. I know people were saying that we were going to get on free. Josh Brownhill has been thrown at me again. I don't know. I've no idea. If we end up with Antonio, it wouldn't surprise me, but I really hope that's not the case. I don't think we will. I haven't heard anything that we will, but let's wait and see what today brings. And there you go. Transfer window done. Let's get some rest. And we've got a bit of a break as well from football. We'll now start focusing on looking forward to the Tottenham game, and what a game that looks like it's going to be now. After that result, you think, like, go on, that's a massive opportunity. But I'll come to that on another video anyway. Have a good one, and I'll catch you later. Come on, new ones.